Hello guys, it's me, Pixie, and I'm here with a new doll video. It's a commissioned doll. She already reached her new home and I'm left with memories and footage of creating this gorgeous piece. She was inspired by celestial matter, specifically the night sky and stars. As usual for such kind of videos, I will keep an explanation of the process for my original projects. For commissioned dolls, I'd rather tell you things that are non-doll related directly, but have a close connection to the theme of the specific doll. A quick explanation of why I don't talk about the process in such videos. I find it more entertaining to talk about various interesting facts that I don't know, rather than speaking about things that I have done 100 times over and over again. I think that in videos about my projects I will cover the tutorial part a bit more, but I think that you can see for yourself already how I make the doll and maybe you can learn something yourself this way. Also, I just don't feel like making tutorials at the moment. As simple as that. So, this said, let's move on to the actual video. My customer asked me to create a doll for her that will resemble a few references she picked and also will translate a night sky element. So I picked all the materials I considered suitable for this project and decided to go with the theme that my fiancé inspired me to choose for this video. First I thought about talking about the cosmos, but it was not quite what I was looking for. So he suggested going with myths and legends of ancient people and the origins of the cosmos in their vision. And I found this suggestion hitting the spot right. Myths and legends fascinate me. So how did ancient civilizations explain the sky, stars and cosmos to themselves? In Greek mythology, there are few interesting myths about the Milky Way. The Greek name for the Milky Way, Galaxias, is derived from the Greek word of milk, gala. One legend explains how the Milky Way was created by Heracles, Roman Hercules, when he was a baby. His father Zeus was fond of his son who was born of a mortal woman. He decided to let the infant Heracles suckle on his divine wife Hera's milk when she was asleep, an act which would endow the baby with godlike qualities. When Hera woke and realized that she was breastfeeding an unknown infant, she pushed him away and the spurting milk became the Milky Way. Another version of the myth is that Heracles was abandoned in the woods by his mortal parents. Heracles, son of Zeus, was naturally favored by his father, who sent Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom, to retrieve him. Athena, not being so motherly, decided to take him to Hera to suckle. Hera agreed to feed Heracles. As Heracles drinks the milk, he bites down and Hera pushes him away in pain. The milk that squirts out forms the Milky Way. One particular constellation that can be seen the world over is Orion, also known as the Hunter. According to the ancient Greek myth, Orion was the handsomest of all men, the son of Poseidon, the sea god, and an immortal gorgon with living snakes for hair. There are few variations of this myth. Popular version of Orion's origin story centers of his spinning for Pleiades, the seven sisters. To win their love, he began to pursue the sisters, only to be foiled by Zeus and banished to the skies above for all eternity. In Greek mythology, Orion was a mighty hunter, known for his unparalleled skill and strength. His legend begins with his birth, a gift from the gods to a childless couple. Orion's tale intertwines with the goddess Artemis, the huntress of the moon. According to the one version of the myth, Orion became Artemis's companion, sharing in her love of the hunt. However, his boldness led to tragedy. Some stories claim he boasted he could kill every animal on earth, angering Gaia, the primordial goddess of the earth. She sent a giant scorpion to stop him, resulting in a deadly battle when both Orion and the scorpion perished. In Eastern Asian and Chinese mythology, the hazy band of stars of the Milky Way was referred to as the River of Heaven or the Silvery River. A tragic love story tells of the weaver girl, Jinyu, and the cowherd, Niulang, separated by the Silver River, the Milky Way. Once a year, magpies form a bridge to reunite them. Unlike the Greeks, who had carved up the night sky into 48 constellations, the ancient Chinese recognized 28 constellations divided into 5 areas. Many of these constellations were given names inspired by great warriors who had distinguished themselves in battle. They were also named after animals, certain days in the calendar, as well as other tales within ancient Chinese folklore. The stars were personified as deities, like the star god of longevity and the star god of wealth, who influenced human lives. In Egyptian mythology, the Milky Way was considered a pool of cow's milk. The astronomer Or-Gaur has suggested that the Egyptians may have seen the Milky Way as a celestial depiction of the sky goddess Nut. Nut was a goddess who arched over the earth, her body covered in stars. Each night she swallowed the sun, giving birth to it again every morning. In Norse mythology, Yggdrasil is the center pillar of the cosmos, a colossal ash tree whose branches and roots connected the 9 worlds, encompassing all realms of existence. It's not just a tree but a living symbol of the universe's structure and the interconnectedness of all life. Asgard, realm of the gods, home to Odin and Thor. Midgard, the world of humans. Jotunheim, the land of giants. Vanheim, realm of Vanir gods. Niflheim, a realm of ice and cold, home to primordial well of Hvergelmir. Muspelheim, the fiery world of chaos, ruled by the fire giant Surtur. Alfheim, land of the light elves. Svartalheim, home of the dwarves. Helheim, the underworld, ruled by Hel. Yggdrasil's roots stretch deep into these worlds, anchoring the cosmic order. The stars seen as sparks from the primordial fires of Muspelheim twinkle in Yggdrasil's canopy, creating a cosmic dance of light and life. The tree embodies the cycle of existence, growth and destruction, as it is prophesied to tremble and ultimately fall during Ragnarok, the end of the world. Interesting detail I found about the Norse mythology explained Aurora Borealis. The northern lights were seen as the reflections of shields and armor for the Valkyries, as they guided fallen warriors to Valhalla. Someday I wish to see Aurora Borealis with my own eyes. Have you seen it? In Hindu mythology, Chandra, the Hindu god of the moon, is a significant celestial deity associated with beauty, fertility and the passage of time. Often depicted as a handsome figure with a fair complexion, Chandra rides a luminous chariot drawn by 10 white horses, or antilope, symbolizing purity and swiftness. His chariot glides across the sky, illuminating the earth with a soft, cooling light. His cool rays are believed to nurture medical plants, enhance emotional balance and aid in physical well-being. But there is another one. During by the churning of the ocean by the gods and demons to obtain Amrita, the nectar of immortality, Vishnu disguised himself as the enchantress Mohini to distribute the nectar. Suspecting deceit, Svarbhanu disguised himself as a god and consumed some of the nectar. However, the sun, Surya, and the moon, Chandra, noticed the deception and altered Vishnu, who severed Svarbhanu's head with his discus. The nectar had already made Svarbhanu immortal, resulting in his head becoming Rahu and his body becoming Ketu. Enraged, Rahu and Ketu vowed revenge of the sun and moon, chasing them across the heaven. When they catch up, they swallow their celestial prey, causing an eclipse. However, because of the lack of complete body, the sun and moon reappear, escaping the demon's grasp. Myths about the cosmos reflect humanity's timeless fascination with the night sky. Across cultures, those stories reveal how ancient people sought to understand their place in the universe. They used the stars not only as particular tools for navigation and timekeeping, but also as symbols of their deepest fears, hopes and beliefs. These myths transcend their origins, offering us a glimpse into the minds of our ancestors who gazed up at the same stars we see today. They remind us that while the cosmos is vast and seemingly unknowable, it has always been a source of inspiration, connection and wonder. The stories may differ, but their underlying message is universal. The night sky is a canvas on which humanity has painted its greatest mysteries and dreams, linking us across time and culture. And that's it, my dears. I hope you had fun listening to me and watching me creating this character. I want to thank my customer for this order. Thank you. And I hope you guys learned something new today. A little reminder that I have a Patreon now, and I send hug to all my patrons for supporting me. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Also, another little reminder, if you want a new custom doll head repainted by me, welcome to my Etsy shop. So it is the end of this video, and it means that it's time to say see you in my next videos, guys. Bye!